Let's start off by making a protective pouch for our cell phone. First, you need to get any hollow rounded object with the dimensions big enough to fit your phone. This paper cap works perfectly for my Samsung Galaxy S5. Besides, you will also need a glue gun, bobby pins, yarn, scissors, embroidery hook, and a needle. Before we start knitting, we need to make a simple knitting loom. Take a cup and a bunch of bobby pins. Start placing pairs of pins on the edge of the cup like so, leaving about half an inch space between each pair. Now it's time to get the glue gun and put some glue over and around each pin to assure they will stay in place while knitting. If you don't have a glue gun, you can just use a tape and wrap it around the cup and the pins. When all the pins are glued in place, wait for the glue to dry and then we can proceed to the fun part, knitting. Take your yarn and, this is optional, a straw. Straw makes it much easier to wrap the yarn around the pins. Cut a piece of a straw and thread the yarn through it. Leave about 5 inches of yarn loose like so and then start wrapping the yarn around each pin and make sure that you have loops on the outer side and the connecting line of yarn on the inner side. See how the straw helps me to quickly wrap the yarn around the pins. When you reach the first pin again, just continue with one more row above the first one. Now take your hook and pull the bottom loops over the top ones. Grab the bottom loop, go over the top one and over the pin like so. If you don't have a hook, you can make one from a piece of wire. Go all around the loom until our first row is finished. Now I need to again wrap the yarn around the pins, but from now on I only need to wrap them once. When all the pins are wrapped, take the hook and pull the bottom loops over the top ones. These are the 2 steps that you need to keep repeating until your pouch is long enough. Wrap the yarn around the pins, pull the bottom loops over the top ones, and again wrap the yarn around the pins so that you can again pull the bottom loops over the top ones. It's so simple! Okay, one final row and my pouch will be long enough for my phone. Here I'm showing you that you can also wrap the yarn without a straw. Takes a bit more time, but works totally fine too. I need to pull the bottom loops over the top ones for the last time now, and here we go! Cut your working yarn, leaving about 10 inches and thread on a needle. Go under and through the loop that has a working yarn hanging out and pull the yarn all the way through the loop. Then go under the loop next to it on the right, pull the yarn through and proceed to the left. As you do that, you can take the loops off the pins. Just work your way zigzag, go through the right loop, then left one, then right again, and so on until all the loops come off the pins. Now the pouch should easily come off the loom. Pull the working yarn so that the pouch tightens on one side in a straight line like so. Thread the working yarn on a needle and make a couple of stitches and knots to secure the work. You can flip the pouch inside out or you can have it on this side if you prefer. The pattern is slightly different and I decided to flip it around because I like it better that way. As you can see, we still have a piece of yarn hanging out from the side of the opening. We will attach the pom-pom on it. Just thread the yarn on the needle and make a couple of stitches through the pom-pom. Cut away the extra yarn and we're all done with this beautiful pouch. If you don't know how to make a pom-pom, check out my DIY beanie tutorial. It's so easy to make but adds a little extra cuteness to the pouch. I can now throw my new Galaxy S5 in the bag together with keys and other pointy objects and my phone